Finally, after all these years, no more pain, no more sorrow, and absolutely no more crane games. We're in Hawaii. Finally, I can relax, pour some nice coconut water, and have a wonderful time with my friends. Fuck! Jesus Christ, just no, stop that! Ah! Well, it is no rest for the wicked, and no sleep for the Yakuza completionists. Fuck! So I welcome you, ladies and gentlemen, to Infinite Wealth 100%. Sound like an explosion or something to get the kids excited. I can also do one of these, there we go. Now we can start. As always with these videos, where I destroy my sleep schedule and the basic rules of hygiene in order to push out the video ASAP, we will start with a small spoiler-free discussion of the game, its story and mechanics, and then we will go on to getting all of those sweet, dopamine-inducing JPEGs popping out of the right corner. Just look at that. How are you gonna not get them all? Come on. As far as playing the game, this is the most ADHD-inducing Yakuza game out there. Oh, there's a loot crate here, gotta get that. Oh, there's an also new guy there, gotta say hello to him. So the big booba lady will become my friend. Oh, fishing spot here, gotta catch fish to upgrade my weapon. And fuck, there's a Pokemon here, gotta get my thingies. Oh, right there too, gotta get that. And yeah, there's this thing, gotta take a picture of that. And there's a mini boss, okay, gotta beat the shit out of him as well. Now, okay, here, oh wait, a rainbow? Gotta take a picture of that for the achievement that I definitely knew existed beforehand. Oh, a toilet? Wait a second, I gotta take crystallized piece out of there to use as a weapon upgrade.
Peace.
Wait, where was it going? So without further ado, let's get into the adventures of me playing as a middle-aged man with schizophrenia, and there's also this one other guy, and I honestly have no idea who he is.
What more do you want from me?
Honestly, talking about this game is very hard because there is just so much in it. I honestly went into this game trying to be as critical and nitpicky as possible. I mean, have you seen the price tag on this thing? But my fucking God, I honestly have no words. Next time someone says that you should lower your expectations for video game developers, you just show them this one title. I had such a high bar of expectations for Infinite Wealth, and RTG just took this bar, smacked me on my head with it, and ascended to heaven while still holding it. Combat, despite being turn-based, is tuned close to perfection, providing the best Persona-like combat out there. Story is very captivating, the characters even more so, and you know it's true because this game has 3 woman characters, and I even don't want to gouge my eyes out when I hear their dialogue. Although 3 woman characters that can beat someone's ass is slightly too political for me, so I might just say woke garbage and not play the game at all. The minigames are top notch and introduce some of the best ones in the whole series. Substories are, again, some of the best. I just cannot get enough praise over how well this game is done, man. Even structuring this video is so hard, I just have so many things to say, I don't know where to start, especially when I'm distracted by my new favorite Dummy Mummy. God, I wish that was me. Let's start with the story, I guess. Can't say too much about it since I don't want to spoil anything juicy, but in my opinion it is very good. It does take a bit of a nosedive in quality in some of the earlier chapters, but when the momentum is picked up, you will be glued to your screen waiting to see what will come next. The villains are excellent and Dio is as marvelous as I expected him to be. Some of the plot points are kinda stupid and really make it obvious that they wrote the game before Gaiden, which almost feels like a fanfiction at this point. Was any of this even real? Unlike so many modern game stories, this one actually makes you feel these things called emotions. When the characters laugh, you laugh with them. When the characters feel tension, you will be on the edge of your seat in the gamer stance.
Diffuser was disabled. Mission failed.
And when the characters are sad, you will be just as depressed. The story really expands on the Kiryu lore, and it does it in a very clever way, with you walking around and remembering all the good and bad things that happened to you in the previous games, with even references to such games as Ishin, Kenzan and Dead Souls, to which Kiryu refers as dreams, but I still prefer the term sleep paralysis demon. The game even does the unthinkable that honestly changed everything for me. Seriously, they went ahead and turned the entire Yakuza timeline around, so you better delete all those videos right now. They acknowledged that Yakuza 3 was real. Rikia even was on the screen for like 5 seconds, my god! Other than that, a lot of characters from the previous games have small but very cute cameos, making Kiryu reminisce on the good times he had. I'm not talking Marvel portal opens up, funny Chinese man says something funny, back to the boring show. No, the cameos are very genuine here and feel wholesome, which may or may not have resulted in me soy jacking like a Star Wars fan. You play as a broken, dying man, and the game really emphasizes it a lot, so I'm not gonna say anything. But prepare some tissues, just in case, you know? Some of the things go hard. Of course, I never cried in my life, because I watched PewDiePie's video on stoicism, so I never show any emotions whatsoever, but for you, yeah, prepare to cry. A lot. I've seen people complaining a lot about certain plot points that I will not dive into too deep, at least in this video, and yeah, they are very stupid at times, but I mean, if you are a fan of the series, why are you complaining about dumb plot points in Yakuza? Be glad there are only 2 and not 8. You take that back, you fucker! I also got this weird bug where my Japanese audio was overlapping with the English one, and I just couldn't help but laugh from the god-awful dub this game has.
Think I'm getting stronger.
You sure are, my guy, look at you.
No.
Damn, I felt that! Gameplay-wise, I get really strong Persona vibes from the combat, but in my opinion this is genuinely the best turn-based game I have ever played, as it provides a very necessary engagement with the game. Crazy, I know, but I like to actually participate in the fights instead of mashing the skill that does big damage. Perfect block is just as satisfying as it was in 7, but with the addition of counters it feels even more pristine. You can now position yourself in a way that you want, grabbing weapons actually does something, you can combo attacks, knock people into walls, into your partners for an extra attack, attacking from the back grants you a guaranteed fully critical combo. It's very fun. They also introduced a lot of cool skills, like the ones that crit from the back, or something like this, where you can move into enemies to deal more damage. The game is also balanced perfectly, with no bullshit insta-kills, difficulty spikes, or grinding. Oh no, not this shit again. But it's actually not this shit again. In my journey, I have never needed to grind once. The game is very smooth in terms of progression and I love it. They even have some funny random encounters where you walk around the town and get jumped by the Sandman or the Tree Man. This is awesome. Not annoying like in Pokemon or Final Fantasy VII. Man, what the hell? This game is ripping off Persona 5 as well? You can just be walking around the street and the car full of weeaboos will pull up in a Hatsune Miku car to kick your ass. Kiryu, you know what we do with the weebs. Your party is massive here, and at first I was worried that we're gonna have the typical JRPG situation on our hands where half of our team will not ever be used. But they even thought of that! Why are you so smart? With your party being split in 2, you are going to use every single character, which is so fun. You never feel like you're missing out on someone. Yes! Fuck! Yes! Finally! Personally, I just love having Chao back on my team. I love this guy. Gee, Kiryu, you really look excited to join me, huh? The careers here are very cool, and even the process of acquiring them is the most Yakuza thing ever. You go on tours and there you have a revelation which grants you a new career. You can't make this shit up. I found each and every one to be viable except for the Sujimancer. That shit does 0 damage. In my opinion, the best ones are Desperado, Samurai and Tennis Ace, which has literally the best skill in the entire game. And every time you decide to change the costume, this guy will stare into your soul and dance for all eternity. Oh my god! game that's just called being homos. That's not an ability. Some of the times the combat does feel janky, especially with tag skills and some long wind-up skills, but it's all forgiven in my book, just because of how satisfying the sound design is in this game. Come on, just tell me this wasn't the coolest shit ever. Perhaps the only thing I did not really enjoy in this game is the music. It's not bad, just very weird and out of place at times. But they do have a fish-themed track on here. Maybe I will reconsider.
Barracuda.
They even do some very unique fights that really spice up the gameplay, like this one where your party is split in two and fighting two separate fights at the same time, or some other fight that I will tell you nothing about because it's kinda important. So if you played the game, you know what I'm talking about. That one went hard. Oh sweet Jesus! I honestly never thought that there will come a day where they will surpass Zero in terms of quality, but I think that this really is that time. Personally, I still prefer Zero because I despise turn-based combat, but if you are a fan of pressing one button and looking at a large nuke dealing 10 damage, this might be the best game in this series for you. Just so you walk in my shoes a bit, when I have a game that I highly anticipate, I never watch anything for it. No trailers, no sneak peeks, nothing. Some things I do know beforehand, but it's only due to memes and you guys. So when I launched the game for the first time and realized that there is a fully fledged Pokemon lookalike game that feels and functions better than any Pokemon game out there, I was going like this. But instead of cartoon animal-like creatures that Markiplier wants to fuck,
Smash.
oh my god, I got a Squirtle. It's escaped convicts that vary in their degree of Yakuza-ness. To get these guys, you have to either participate in a raid or catch them after a battle, or, and I swear I'm not joking, play a gacha game where you are either spending scouting tickets or money to buy these guys directly from jail into your roster. This is the best game in the universe and you cannot convince me otherwise. You have the biker from Hotline Miami who's very cool, Hank from the Yellow Paint series, an average Chinese man, Kiryu Kazuma from the hit game Yakuza 6 Song of Life, and a weeb. Wait, what? Because I own the I paid more money edition of the game, I have access to my own team members in their Sujimon form, so an equivalent to Ash shoving Misty into a Pokeball and throwing it in to fight Machamp. Although that one might be Ryu actually. These guys are literally the strongest Sujimon in the game, face tanking everything and one-shotting everything no matter the level. Wow, I'm 14 levels behind and I'm still one-tapping everyone. This really is just like Pokemon. Except that it's even better because instead of fighting 1-on-1, you fight 3-on-3 with different abilities, cool animations instead of, you know.
Now use your headbutt move, double. Okay, sure.
And also no full restore, so just throw out your copies of Arceus and play this Instead, it even comes with mahjong, so you're getting a deal worth of like 10 Pokemon games here. The combat is pretty simple but satisfying, with an okay-ish storyline that will make you laugh a couple of times at least. Collecting all Sujimon is not required to get the trophy, and oh boy am I glad for that, since I'm still missing 10 with no idea of where to even find them. The only thing we are supposed to do is to participate in raids, which are so easy I'm not even gonna cover them, and also win the main Sujimon storyline. Again, I can't really say how challenging it was, since all my guys were one-shotting everything and I never switched them for anyone because I wanted to see just how overpowered they are. The animations are top-notch as well. Instead of giving your Pokemon food, since they're people, you give them protein shakes. Just look how funny it looks. Oh? It looks like my big guy is evolving. You get the Light Gym, Big Mummy Gym, Fire Gym, Dog Gym, and Stadium, which I'm not sure if counts as grass, but nevertheless. You can also do tournaments in this stadium, which just gives you extra rewards, and they are way more challenging than the normal storyline. I wish I could elaborate further here, but I just breezed through everything and still enjoyed it a lot. If you were using real Sujimon for this, please let me know how hard it was, I genuinely have no idea. But what is cool is that the Sujimon you get here have other purposes besides fighting. There's each one only job called Sujimaster, where you use your Sujimon as fighters in real battles. Problem: it does 0 damage and is only good if you have mana. Even with all 50 level Kiwamis, I was struggling to get any big numbers, so I would recommend not using this one at all, especially since you cannot inherit any skills from it. In Persona 5 fashion, we'll have to talk a lot to our comrades, feeding out our bones together. There are a lot of ways to do so. There's the usual JRPG style of showering people with presents. Come on, Tachi. Come on, be my friend! I need you to learn that one samurai skill. You can do walk and talks, and sometimes even with choices, and they're actually written rather well, complement each other and give you some more depth about the characters, like my boy Chao being a gacha addict and Sonhee being a literal mommy to Jungi. That could have been me! Oh, I knew it. Guys, it was meant to be after all. Friendship ended with the big red girl from Baldur's Gate 3, now Sonhee is my mummy. Completing these walk and talks will fill out your character bingo, which is really funny actually. If you get enough bond, you can drink with a said character to get even more depth on him and enhance his skills. Realistically, this is the only thing we need for the achievement, but we have to go deeper, as for every 20 levels you can inherit a skill from other job, which is where the fun is at. On level 100 bond, you can inherit an essence skill, which are basically your hit actions, although the hit actions are in the game. Yeah, I'm gonna use Essence of the Big Ass Bird. Essence skills vary from genuinely funny to what am I ever looking at?
1, 2, 3.
To badass as shit. To the coolest thing in the Yakuza to ever exist. Obviously you want to get as much of these as possible, but you sadly won't, since getting 100 bond on the normal run is close to impossible unless you're willing to play a lot of darts. The mentioned previously character bingos provide you a dating game-like interaction with the characters. It's like I'm on a date with Songhee. Oh my god, gotta stay calm. I've played Yakuza 3. I know how to talk to women by now. If you actually succeed in getting 100 bond, you get a secret drink link, which essentially goes something like this. Hey man, I don't know where I would be without you, you're so cool. You too, man. And that's it. I'm not joking when I say that this is how every single one of them goes. Why even put them in at this point? The only guy I needed to really shower with love and affection was Jungi, as he arrives pretty late to the party. But still, hanging out with the crew was pretty damn enjoyable. I already mentioned the outstanding quality of the sub-stories in this game, but fuck you, it's my video, I will do 10 extra times if I want to. What you're gonna do, huh? Oh, wait, no, stop. There's one where you help your pet lobster to find a boyfriend, the one where you serve lemonade, the one where you're a stuntman in the Michael Bay movie, the one where you play in Takeshi's Castle, which is also an Evangelion reference. Do you see what I'm getting at? And some stories are not as funny as they are thought-provoking and beautiful. Holy shit, this one sub-story had more emotional weight than the entirety of The Last of Us. Oh god, not you again. Are you gonna awkwardly stare into my soul once more?
めちゃめちゃ素敵だよね、桐生さん。あの寡黙でどこか影のある感特に。声も眉間のシワも渋くて、もう一挙手一投足どれをとっても男の中の男って感じ。
Oh, she like me for real! Of course, some older sub-story characters make a reappearance, like my boy Ikari, who then proceeds to murder Ichiban with a machine gun. It's all good stuff, honestly. However, not a single fish-themed sub-story, so overall, I'm quite disappointed in this game. There are only 57 sub-stories in this game, which in terms of a Yakuza game is not a lot, to be frank, but they definitely decided to go with quality over quantity, which is, honestly, I am all for, as I am quite tired of scamming and honey trapping sub-stories at this point. Almost each sub-story provides something unique and interesting, or at least slightly funny. Okay, maybe not slightly, very funny. There are also these photo quests that you can do, and doing them is a blast, but they are completely useless. The prizes you get for completing them are utter garbage, and if you get them all, you get absolutely nothing but a pat on the back from this nightmare-inducing creature. Not a Sujimon, not a guest, nothing. Hello happy, more like hello stupid bitch. There is supposed to be a sub-story here, but I cannot find it for some reason. Oh, oh I think I've spotted the sub-story. Additionally, there are these hello thingies that are very weird. The idea is you walk around town greeting people, and if you do it like 3 times, they become your friend, just like in my favorite game, Persona 5. These friends include, but not limited to, Lono, Eva, and you wanna remember Eva, cause you see, she actually wore a swimsuit on the plane. You cannot do that. So now she's wanted in 13 different states. Tapio, who has feelings for a dog but can never confess. Sammy, Kilo,
See Mimi, Lolaka, Ruggy Scruggy, Momama,
Alvin, Chipmunks,
Dante.
Sophia, and you see, her deal is that she cannot actually tell the difference between broccoli and cauliflower. We got perhaps the strongest character roster ever created, present in this game. At first you get rewards on a dead inside VTuber, but later it's just pointless. No reward, no nothing. As far as I know, becoming buddies with someone grants you no profit outside of a tiny personality startup. Again, why would I need any of these when I already have Songhee, Chao, small song here, and my buddy Wilson, a completely useless mechanic, get it out of here. No Ammon to fight here as well, so overall, in terms of completion grind, Substories are kinda disappointing. Come on game, not even like a random Substory that has 5% chance of appearing at exactly midnight? You're gonna be all fair and balanced? Well, shit. Guys, do not click off, as at the end of the video there will be a giveaway of a free birthday cake that will be delivered straight to your doorstep exactly on your birthday by none other than the dragon of Dojima, Kiryu Kazuma. Do not click off, guys. Here's a fine example of last year's winner receiving his birthday cake.
Happy birthday!
Okay, so technically speaking, minigames are not really required for the completion at all. In fact, none of the shit on the completion list matters in any way, as they are just a way for you to upgrade your social stats, just like in my favorite game, Persona 5. Okay, you know, the beat is getting old, I'm gonna stop. Initially, I wanted to actually fill out the completion list for the sake of content, but after some later incidents, I decided against it. You have 2 completion lists here, and they are done in a very stupid way. Basically, everything that is not tied to equipment has to be done with both Kasuga and Kiryu. For example, that sweet karaoke that we gotta sing like 30 times, well, it's actually 60 times, because it's double, since there are 2 completion lists and 2 characters. I did, however, play every single minigame there is, and fully completed the ones that are fairly unique, and also mahjong, because how are you gonna play Yakuza without filling out mahjong? Come on, get your head in the game. So here are my thoughts about them, and you have no choice but to watch, because I'm mind controlling you right now actually. And I gotta start from the best. Karaoke, man, it's so fucking good. Not only did they bring the best songs in the business, oh my god, yes! I've waited so long for this! No, wait, I can do better than this. Fuck! There we go. Now I can finally look in the mirror without shame. New songs are genuinely amazing, with Kiryu dropping fat bars.
Yeah. DJ Kazuma. Come from Nippon. Next song is
Legit feeling a strong 9 to a 10.
And additionally, Like a Butterfly now sounds like an actual song instead of a meme thanks to Songhee. And also, Awake is just S tier. I actually added the thing to my playlist, and not the in-game playlist, which also slaps, and I'm really glad they added it, but to my IRL playlist. Also, the outfit goes hard. Can we get the impact font? It goes hard. Shogi is, as usual, I did beat every single puzzle, so bask in my intelligence. Usual gambling went as expected, you win some, you lose some, whatever. But I think it's finally time to talk about the real game.
We're gonna be talking about the
Long
We'll be talking about the
Sumo.
Do you think that's funny, butthead? Do you find it amusing that we'll be talking about the
Reach
We're also gonna be talking about
Mangan, Haneman, Baiman, Sanbaiman, Yakuman, Double Yakuman,
and we will definitely be spending a lot of time talking about
Triple Yakuman.
Alright, RTG, I appreciate you adding this fighting and story minigame that you probably nabbed from Persona 4, but please, pay more attention to the main game. The rewards are barely worth it. Interview with like... Wait, that's it? I sweat my ass off and I get fucking... What? I can buy this thing in the store for like 10 bucks. Infinite Wealth also arrived with this masterpiece. I don't even want to say anything because I think it'll just ruin this sheer perfection. But man, not only is this game goofy, but it's also challenging and enjoyable. God, I just realized my grandma watches my videos. How am I gonna explain any of this shit? Yes, I gotta take pictures of half-naked buff guys to get Hatsune Miku CDs. Golfing is very exciting. Crazy Delivery! Of course, nothing in comparison to Crazy Taxi, but that's still really good! I genuinely think RGG should do more driving minigames. I love them so much. I actually S-ranked this entire game in like one sitting. It's crazy how good it is. You can drift, do sick flips, go on one wheel, do this. So, from now on, if my Uber Eats guy does not bring me food like this, no tips from me, I'm sorry, but professionals have standards. Speaking of driving minigames, Can Collection is back and it is just as cool, but for some reason Kiryu's face makes it extra funny. Baseball is also in this game and I hecking love it. Playing it normally is very exciting on its own, but that last second flicks, just top notch. I also have played the endless version of this for a full hour. I recorded it too. The entire hour. I don't know why I did it, but yeah, I gotta use the footage somehow, so you come here often? Dots. They are dots. You throw dots at the thing. And the funny English-speaking man goes like,
"You require 151.
That's a fun, man. Crazy Delivery! Super Crazy Delivery! Tomizawa, stop playing Crazy Delivery. The prices suck dick. Crazy! Okay, time to check out the arcade. Oh my god.
EA Sports.
I'm in the game. Okay, Saga, I appreciate it. You saw my video, you decided to make an entire minigame dedicated to me. It's very nice, but you don't have to go for that next time. Just a small character cameo would be fine. I would even become a VTuber for you. I even have an idea for it. Also, this game is fucking impossible. I played it a bit and I can safely tell that the fish AI is on the same level as Shenmue 3 chicken AI. They are always one step ahead of you. Fuck this game fucking sucks, this guy was right, I'm gonna play a real game this time. But, Bash, there is a Tinder minigame. There is a what?
俺とデートに行きませんか?
Okay, this is sick actually. You have to basically come up with a personality and play along to the plot, just as if you watched a new movie featuring Ryan Gosling. And it's just a better version of the webcam minigame from 6. The animations, the text are just hilarious, even though apparently Ichiban is one of those people. But you know, who am I to judge? Who am I to judge?
Kasuga, it's really you. I'm so glad we can meet.
Oh my god, no, I just finished Resident Evil 4, must you haunt me even here? The test minigame also made a reappearance, and beating it was very enjoyable, even though you do get killed for it. Also, shout out to my girlfriend for guessing all of the Sega questions first try. I don't get any of this shit. I wonder what Kiryu thinks of the arcade. Oh yeah, the impossible fucking game from Zero I remember. Very cute, Sega. Very cute. Virtua Fighter. You want another go with this one? Okay, just gotta take my buddy Jeff over here. Wait, what? He doesn't. He can't. Why? Nice game. Now, this one is definitely a video game. I don't know what am I looking at, or what I'm playing at, but it seems like a 3D brawler on a timer with the most unintuitive control scheme of all time. I don't know, it really didn't click with me much, you know. Okay, which one is next? Okay guys, welcome back to an actual good game. We're doing an ice fishing session this time. Okay, at this point, I'm not sure if this game is real, or it is some sort of a social experiment, or perhaps aliens might be involved. What the fuck? How do you make a fully functional Animal Crossing game that in some way exceeds the original as a fucking minigame instead of a game about a schizophrenic guy with afro killing bad guys? What is going on here? Okay, so this thing is addictive and very hard to put down. Our goal is to get 100 guests on here and finish the main plot, meaning getting a 5-star island. And, you know, instead of a cute dog giving scores based entirely off the fact if Mercury is in retrograde, there is an actual guy giving scores based on a list of things that you can clearly see. Just saying. Ah. I see, so this is more like Pal World actually. So the idea is very simple: catch bug, shoot fish, decorate the island, get points, get guests, beat people with a bat, win. Simple, but very addictive. You'll be chopping wood, clearing out areas, engaging in boss fights. Okay, they're kinda shit to be honest, but the items are just beautiful. And oh, it seems like you've been playing for 10 hours and you have work in 10 minutes. Oops. I have created my masterpiece, ladies and gentlemen. You can even decorate your house, but it's actually kinda tough because there are no rooms, it's just one giant box. Like, think of the hygiene, man. I know our guy is practically homeless, but come on, man. There's a ton of junk here either way, but anyone who played Animal Crossing is kinda used to it by now. The Sujimon you got earlier, well, they have a use here as well. In a RimWorld fashion, you can force them to do manual labor in exchange for shelter and rubbing their belly. You can call this slavery. I call this United States of America, where a literal god is growing crops for me while I touch him in any place I wish to. Consent is optional. Farming is mandatory. Anyway, time for me to film my commercial.
Happy Resort, Dondoko Island!
Getting a 5-star island was a very simple task, and getting 100 guests just took a bit more time, since guests only leave your place after 3 in-game days. An extra cool thing is a proper online mode. You can visit people's islands without a fucking code, Nintendo! Also, I just realized, first Pokemon, now Animal Crossing? Is Sega trying to go to an open world with Nintendo? You guys might be laughing right now, but I expect a fully working Super Yagami Odyssey in the next Judgment Game RPG. I did pick around some islands and it's pretty cool, but all of the islands I visited seemed like stockpiles of random buildings for stats. Not cool, guys, come on. So since we already done the achievement, welcome to Fishland, formerly Bassland, but for some reason the word bass is censored, so I went with Fishland instead. Here we have the bus station for our lovely guests, and in case if you are thirsty, here are some refreshments with a park taxi behind, so the VIP guests can get around quicker. Here's our main street, with a street market of locally sourced foods and bars for those who are of age. Here's our restaurant aisle and a karaoke parlor. The competition is very fierce around these parts. Here is our main plaza, showing off entirely what we are about. A small vending area, in case if you are thirsty or feeling lucky. A small ramen shop here, which gets really cozy at night. Fishland takes a very good care of our homeless population, so we dedicated a small part of the island to them. Don't worry, it is completely fenced off, some staff living quarters here, and of course the owner's place, that is of course me. We have these two guardians of the entrance, our lovely mascots, and of course some crops, some of which will be used in the food you consume while on the island. Come on, let me show you inside. Here's my gamer corner with an extra pair of clothes in case I speed my Monster Energy Ultra, a small lounge, and here's my favorite, jacuzzi, which I relax in while playing mahjong, a small kitchen here, and here is my Fortress of Dreams, complete with a futon in case I fall off the bed, and the money bear. Let's head upstairs. Here's an extra bed where I write scripts for the videos while observing a golden statue of Majima to keep me going, a little office desk, a billiards table, and nothing else. Alright, let's get outside now. Back outside we have a fruit market here, some weeb things, I don't know, Tomizawa asked me to build this. Here's our little outside cafe, two of those just in case, and a small area for kids to play in while you hang out somewhere over here. Alright, this part our construction planner had a stroke, something about not being able to sleep in for 2 weeks, probably being lazy or something. Anyway, moving on, here we have the lighthouse area with a huge guardian overseeing the ocean, quite a looker I must say, and a tourist attraction, and also a small outside cafe for those who like basking in the sun a lot. Here we have a VIP island with its own restaurant row and a dedicated bus stop, also a food delivery service. Here's our parking lot. As you can see, the island is clearly very popular, better book a ticket now. As you can see, we over here at Fishland provide a variety of entertainment and scenery, such as my big ass corner. Look at these guys, they're huge! Cool, right? Cool, right? Anyway, moving on. We have this little area that I like to call Small Italy, with this beautiful Italian man over here, or it might be Mexican, whatever, the same thing. Over here we have a Hall of Fame and a bike parking station, and this is our last island. Nothing to add here, just really cozy, and it also has really strong Persona 5 Strikers vibes. I know I promised to be done with the bit, but that is a different game according to Atvos, so it counts as a new bit. Anyway, here's my island card if you want to visit. I don't know how you will be able to find it, but here it is. And if you for some stupid reason still think that Animal Crossing is better than this, I can craft multiple items at the same time. Thought so. And our last goal is of course beating the post-game content and NG+. Post-game content was actually kinda fair, which honestly took me by surprise, especially after the Yakuza 7 incident. No grinding was required and I had it in raw. My preferred characters for this are Hiro Kasuga with following skills, Default Kiryu with this setup, Desperado Chao and Default Son Hee as a support. Don't forget to stack double job XP trinkets to get to level 99 quicker. The dungeon worked the same way it did before, but now it was way shorter, for which I'm kinda glad, since one can only get so much turn-based combat before he dies of spamming the Dondoko beam. Ichiban, can you show them that we are slightly upset with their behavior? The first boss actually scared me a bit with its damage, but overall, Triple Sawashiro was close to no threat, and we move on to dungeon number 2. But before we do that, I just wanna commend RGG a bit here. Instead of being a normal dungeon, you get some more character interaction in between the sections. Just the usual JRPG filler episode type of stuff, like a beach episode or something of the sort. After all the traumatic things our crew went through, it's genuinely nice to see them hang out and interact with each other normally. Although I think somewhere during the writing of these parts they kinda forgot that our characters are full-grown adults and not, you know, teenagers that save the world, just like in my favorite game, Persona 5. But it still was fun, so I'll forgive it. Anyway, time to beat the giant shark. Again, not a big threat, just slightly tanky. Come on, Kitty, punch it. Yeah, punch it right in the tooth. That probably won't hurt at all.
Slap!
Boss number 3 was a tag team combo that I know nothing about, so quickly whoop their asses and go home. Boss 4 is the best boy duo, but once again the power of friendship combined with the power of owning a satellite that can shoot laser beams on command allow us to take this back home. Anyway, next we fight a giant squid. Welcome to Yakuza. Again, I would love to make this somehow exciting or do like a funny joke, but this is a turn-based game, like how do you make this sound exciting? Look, I selected the move here that does most damage, I used it, boss is dead, like and subscribe, great! So yeah, the post-game content was okay, since all of the bosses were reused and posed close to no threat at all. Didn't even want to use my pound mates, since all of my moves are one-shotting everything anyway, but the pound mates themselves are awesome.
Hi! Very, very happy!
Delivery.
Fellas, if nobody got me, I know Bartender from Survive got me. Can I get an amen? NG Plus, here I come. I paid extra for that, so it's gotta be good. It sucks. Like, a lot. First things first, I hate NG Plus in general. Every single game that comes out nowadays puts it in, and every time I see it, I go like, do you actually think I wanna play this shit again with even less of a challenge? Because this is what they do. They take the game, buff everything by say 20% and that's it. The only game I know that did NG Plus good is Dark Souls 2, apart from, you know, literally every game ever. So this is a prime example of what I was talking about. Even the difficulty is just how high the level of your enemies do you wish to set. And they did not even bother to scale the rewards properly, so you are still getting piss money and healing items that heal 50 HP when your health is close to 2000. Also, QTE damage has not been properly scaled as well, so anything you press in a cutscene does Yakuza 3 worth of damage. Classic. Plus your island is nuked and every item is stored in the item box, because it is exactly what I want to do. I want to take out every single item to my limited inventory and carefully place them around the island. Again! Also, the drink links are reset, so if you want to access basic teammate functions, you gotta listen to everything one more time. Tomizawa, stop telling me about your wife, Tomizawa. This is the third time I'm listening to this shit, Tomizawa. Also, your skill inheritance does not carry over, and it'll be a while before you can switch classes at all. In fact, the game doesn't even remove tutorials from the game, because on your second run, you probably forgot how to attack, which is a flaw in itself, since scripted battles are now torture chambers because you cannot access your normal skills and enemies do insane damage. One can say, no, spare my life! So yeah, I am very disappointed with all of this, since this is one of, if not the laziest implementation of NG Plus I have ever seen, and considering that you have to pay extra for it, it's just mind-boggling. And also you do get the Platinum Trophy even if you don't play NG Plus, but at that point I was in too deep and I wanted the blue Steam medal, so let's go. The first challenge actually came from the place I least expected, this fight. You see, all my guys are default classes with default gear, that means I am in danger. At first I thought that dots would be the wisest choice, but then I remembered Adachi's forbidden jutsu. And along with battle items, I managed to win this battle and finally play the game, right after the moment where the game teaches me how to walk again. Okay, so from here on out there will be some pretty big spoilers, since beating the game on NG Plus actually requires me to be the game, and some of the boss fights will be fine, but some are pretty self-explanatory. I will not show you any cutscenes here, but other than that, watch at your own risk. With proper equipment, but still with no career choices because the game is fucking stupid, we head on to our first fight sequence and clear it out very fast with no issues. I also always found it funny that in all the promotional material, each uses his signature bat, almost as iconic as Abby's hammer from The Last of Us, but not in QTE sections or cutscenes, where he always uses fists. Maybe barbed wire around the bat was not the cleverest idea, because that thing is quite not, you know, the Steven Universe way of dealing with enemies, which we're used to. That thing kills instantly, and if you don't believe me, ask this guy. Anyway, we're in Hawaii now, and it's time to listen to this jam again. Now, something funny happens here. As you probably know, this is the section where Chitose joins us, and I don't like your default career much. I only use the Naruto career. Chitose, use the Kuberbe Jutsu!
Yes!
So I had no gear, no nothing for her. Luckily the game is so easy I had no problem one-shotting everything either way. And this is perhaps my main problem with the game. The balancing, great, love it. But other than that, the game is way too easy for me. Despite being a lot of levels behind, enemies just do not hit hard at all in this game, which is quite sad. No freaking way! This is Dwight Fairfield from PUBG! I fucking hate that game. Go back to that locker you crawled off. Next, finally I can change the jobs, and here is my early setup if you're interested. After that, we go and beat Dio's ass with our new friends. I wanted to try out Number a bit, as during my initial run I have not been using him much, and I quickly realized why. Magic is just not the way to go, it seems. It eats away mana very fast, and getting it back is hard, because attacking as Number is essentially a waste of a turn. Even though some skills hit hard, like the host one for example, it is barely worth the use in my opinion. Anyway, Chitose, heal him. With Kiryu separated and some boring fights later, this is what his gear looks like for me during this point. I've maxed out the job XP and started using actual trinkets, and that was the time to fight Amon, and to those of you who don't know, this is a scripted loss. However, since we are in NG+, we can actually try and beat him, and it is not that hard, since all you have to do is buff, heal and use Kiryu as the main source of damage. Here's where the best skill in the game, court maintenance, comes into play, as this thing clears out all the buffs from multiple targets and is a guaranteed hit because it always circles back around after a miss. We do beat Amon, but sadly no new dialogue and no cool rewards either, so kinda disappointed. Our first boss fight is this big beam dude. Apparently he can change stances. I never knew it because on my first run I one-shotted him so fast. He only used like 2 attacks. Anyway, Chao, I'm hungry. 1 serving of Lil Bitch Fried, please. Dwight fight part 2, grenade launcher, fuck you. With Kiryu we have this fight sequence, pretty fun, although I am way too OP considering I am underleveled. Sonki utilized the back attack technique. If only she utilized the back attack on me. We meet again, Dwight. Apparently sharks have rubber teeth in this universe, good to know. You know, I would be surprised, but in Yakuza 7 I already fought like 4 of these, so get out of here. With that, we're in the end of the game, and this is my Ichiban setup. And this is Kiryu's. So, without further ado, let's begin the end event. Ichiban section was painfully easy and more of a slog, if anything. Tuna the punch. But Kiryu's section was fucked up. For some reason, every enemy had insane agility, so they were gunning down my friends before I can even move once. After being tired of getting fucked all over the place, I decided to switch number out for Sayako. Despite her having a +0 weapon, the difference was massive, further proving that magic is worthless. I started using Sonhee as more of a damage-oriented class, and Sayako went full support, and after killing some very tanky enemies, we arrived at the final boss, which was actually pretty nice and even made me sit up in the gamer stance. Sayako, he might have a katana and the giant laser flaming sword, but we have the power of friendship and a small tennis racket. Boom! Let's go! We got it, boys and girls. You know, doing this underleveled was a great idea, since the game is just way too easy. Wait a second. There was supposed to be 3 achievement pops, not 2? Oh, you gotta be joking right now, Tomizawa! Why? Why, RGG? Why did you do this to me? You could have not made it more lazily designed than this. What is wrong with you people? Here we go again, Punka Sabe. Fuck you, game. Even though I played this game 3 times back to back, cursing uncontrollably the last time, I still had tons of fun. The new map, the animations, down to the boss intros, I mean, look at that shit. I think the game is great, some minor flaws here and there, and the writing suffers in a couple of parts, but this is still some of the best Yakuza experiences ever. Even 100%ing it was a lot of fun. Not the last part sucked dick, but everything else, good. But that said, not a single fish-themed sub-stories, so I gotta bring it down to F tier. That said, absolutely no Haruka Sawamura, so on that thought I gotta put it in S tier actually. 1億2億100